Okay.
Well,
Over to you,
hello.
J. Michael.
Well, hello, everyone. It's Jay Michael here, downtown Tyler, Texas, on a hot August day, it's hot August night month here in Texas. Welcome, everyone, from all over the world, wherever you're joining us from. We've got a special Mentor Monday today on August 4th. And I don't really have any new announcements to kick off today for our team. I want to get started right here as soon as we can, but just welcome. I always like when Mentor Monday falls early in the month, in the first few days of the month, because we just are celebrating our wins in July, but we're also looking forward and energized and motivated for a brand new month. As we know, in our industry, we build 12 businesses a year. We have 12 cycles, 12 games we play every year, and we got to win each game every single month. So then we start over on the first of the month. But welcome, everyone. We've got a dynamic, I think this is part 3 of Jade joining us, but I'm going to have my good friend down on the beautiful island of St. Martin, Miss Jillian, introduce her and tell us a little bit about what the show is going to be like today. Jillian, take it over.
Perfect. Thank you. So, you know what? We're just talking earlier, and I was just trying to go live stream here, but I'm having some technical difficulties from my end. So bear with me. But for those that were looking forward to the live stream, don't worry, we are recording. Please let everybody know that we have an opportunity to learn from the master of social media with the U.S. Sales team from For Life, which is Jade Rydan. So please, if you can, I did showcase the Zoom link inside the chat so that you can copy it, post it on your social media, repost the post about the event from Upline Pro. Let everybody know that Jade is in the house. She committed to, coming back after a successful first part 1 of Canva training. And let me tell you, that is a rabbit hole you don't want to go down alone. So today I'm excited that the beautiful and talented Jade is here today to show us some talent behind the scenes, but to let you know in a very simple matter how to leverage Reels on social media. Because, we all know that videos sell. And I don't know about you, but I probably lost so much sleep just getting stuck in the rabbit hole of Facebook or Instagram where you just get trapped and because they're so engaging. So we're going to show you how to do that today with the support of the beautiful Jade Rydan. So on that note, what I will do is actually make sure I can share this. Let me know. Can you I just have to make sure I can allow you to share your
Okay.
screen. So
Give
all
me
right. So hold all but you can right. So you should be able to share your screen, but I'm going to hand it
Yeah.
over to you, Jade. Okay.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right.
Hello, everyone. And I will share my screen right now so you guys can see it. Everybody can see it?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
For
Perfect.
some reason, when I go into presenter mode, it stops working. So I'm just going to stay here like this today.
Okay.
But yeah, today we're going to talk about Reels. I want to start out with, you know, why you should use Reels. I want to talk about your content pillars and what you can talk about on Reels, and then help you figure out what those content pillars actually are by asking you some questions. So there will be a part where if you do have a pen and paper or something to write with, even if it's just your phone and the notes app, there will be a part where I'm going to ask you some questions and hopefully we can make this a little bit interactive. But yeah, so excited to talk about Reels today. Reels are really where social media is at right now. It is the preferred content. It's prioritizing Reels. Instagram is specifically, I don't know as much about Facebook and Reels, but I do know Instagram for sure is prioritizing Reels. Because it's the most discoverable format on the platform when it comes to reach. So that means more people are going to find you, more people are going to see your content. That means more potential customers and team members that are going to see your content, like your content. It builds that like, know, trust factor. Reels helps you build that trust very quickly because it builds connection, it showcases your personality, it gives the people a reason to want to talk to you or DM you. So that's reaching out to you through your DMs. And you don't have to go viral to win at Reels, if that makes sense. So you just need the right people seeing your Reels. Okay. So part of that is, creating content that is consistent and that people are going to, continually see, continually want to follow you to see. And your warm market is always watching. So even if they're not liking or commenting, Reels are keeping you top of mind. So that's keeping your content out there without spamming people. So without being salesy, without constantly being out there, but it's just keeping you top of mind. Okay, so Instagram pushes Reels that hook attention in the first 2 to 3 seconds. So you want to make sure that you have some type of a hook. And that is just like, typically that's like a sentence or something on your reel, and it doesn't even have to be spoken. It could be in text. You could even put that into ChatGPT and say, I need a hook for an Instagram reel that is about gut health, that is about immune system, whatever it is. And ChatGPT is going to give you probably 3 to 5 hooks that you could use for your reel. And hooks are really important because we all have short attention spans, right? We're scrolling through reels, we're scrolling through TikToks, and if it doesn't immediately catch your attention, you're moving on. So that's why the hook for the attention is super important. And you want to make sure your reels are vertical. So in that vertical, so if you're filming on your phone, you want them to be this and not this, right? So if you're filming, you want to make sure you're using this back camera and you're filming vertically. So use trending audio. So I'm going to show you in a minute how to actually save a reel and then go back to your saves to see it. Hopefully it comes out okay on here. It's just a screen record, and I'm going to show you in a second. Include on-screen text or captions. So on-screen text is super easy, and it's just a way to edit on your reel. And I really, in a further training, I would like to actually show you guys how to do that. But today I really just wanted to kind of focus more on just these basics today. Okay, between 5 and 30 seconds for a reel. So, and again, Instagram pushes reels that are between 5 and 30 seconds. So anywhere between that. And it kind of depends on the content, because if it's just a reel of you drinking your collagen, you don't want it to be 30 seconds, right? Like that seemed like there's not enough content there to make it interesting. If it's a reel of like the Great Escape trip that you just went on, absolutely, that could be 30 seconds. That could be quick 2 to 3 second clips of the entire trip all in one reel. And that would be amazing. That would keep people's attention going because it's 30 seconds of different clips and showing things that are, interesting or fun and whatnot. So that's why you would want to do a 30-second one versus a 5-second. And then you want your reel to have some kind of a takeaway, whether that's a value, it's inspiration, it's humorous, relatable. So we'll talk more about that in your content pillars. Okay, so how to get more reach. Now, here are just a few simple tips. Post reels consistently. So I would say 2 to 4 times a week is a good start. Obviously, if you're not familiar with posting reels, you could even start with one a week if you want to for a month and just see what happens. I am all about keeping things as simple as possible and doing things that you can do consistently. So if I know I can post once a week, I can post a reel once a week, then I'm going to choose that over trying to overcomplicate it and say, oh, I'm going to post 5 this week. And then maybe you do it one week and then you don't do it the next week, right? So if you know consistently, I can post one reel. So it's amongst your other posts, maybe you're posting photos or graphics as well. If you know I can post one a week for like a month, 2 months, I would do that, as long as you can be consistent. using that trending audio, again, you search the Reels tab and you save the ones you like. It is very simple. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next slide. Write a caption with a call to action. So again, this is how you get more reach. This is an example where it says DM me immune for what I take. So this would be a post where, you're talking about, transfer factor, or you're talking about immune boost or a product, and maybe you're not, talking exactly, what you're not showing exactly what the product is. Maybe you're just drinking immune boost and you're talking about how it's helping you, boost your immune system, during the fall or whatever it is. And then you could say, DM me immune for what I take. And then somebody would, want to reach out to you and chat more about that product. Engage 10 to 15 minutes before and after you post. So what does that look like? Okay, so that looks like whoever you're following on your social media, you go and comment, you go on your stories, heart a story, go and, comment on a story. This works as well for Facebook. And the reason why you want to do this is because Instagram rewards you for interacting on the app, right? So if you're interacting on the app, you're going to get some interaction back. Okay. Instagram's going to push your content out. What you don't want to do is just post and ghost, right? So you post and then you're just like, okay, that's it. And then you're not interacting with people. You want to make sure that you are, if somebody's commenting on your post, make sure you're commenting back and you're having that interaction. And then lastly, add 3 to 5 relevant hashtags in your niche. So you don't want, say, a generic hashtag like hashtag viral or, things like that. You want to make sure that you're using hashtags that are going to be specific to your content and specific to you. And the reason why you want to do this and the reason why you don't want to use a generic hashtag is because your content can get lost in the more generic hashtags. I personally like to use a mix of different types of hashtags. So a hashtag that maybe has a million posts, okay? But then you use maybe a hashtag that only has 3,000. So you kind of a mix of, popular hashtags versus more niche hashtags. Some people say hashtags don't even work anymore, but I personally disagree. And I think hashtags are still very much still relevant because they are essentially keywords. You can also not do a hashtag and just do keywords, but I like using the hashtag. Maybe it's because I'm a millennial and, I just feel like hashtags are just part of it. So, okay, so this is a video that I did. It's a screen record of me on my Instagram Reels, and I'm going to show you where to save. I don't have arrows or anything, so I'm just going to have to talk you through this. And you may already know how to do this, but I just want to show you just in case.
When they ask you, would you like one of these? You say, no.
So here,
I want
you click
two.
at the bottom.
You need to learn how to say no in life.
Lines, 3 little dots. I clicked save. And now I'm going to my saved, which were at the three little dots at the top right-hand corner. Go to post.
You need to learn how to say no in life.
And there it is.
When they ask you, would you like one of these? When they ask you,
and then
you need to learn how to say no in life.
You
when they ask you, would you like one of these?
Hold on, let me mute that. So now you can see there's the save right there, that little ribbon. And under that says use audio. So the way that I got to use audio, let me play it again, is that little square at the bottom is where the audio is on the right bottom side. So now I'm on my account and I go up to the top with the lines. I went to saved. Now all posts. There it is at the top. It's saved. And now you can go to the audio and use audio. So hopefully that makes sense. I feel like maybe I should have had some arrows or something, but once you actually start getting in there, it's a lot easier. Okay, so once you're actually in Instagram and you're actually seeing it, you could do that right now if you want to. you can kind of see what I'm talking about. There are the three little dots, or at the top of your page, there are the three lines, and that's kind of how you navigate. For me, I feel like all of those things are just kind of trial and error, and you just play around with it until you figure it out. Okay, so now a beginner action plan. So I want you to pick 1 to 2 content pillars, and we're going to talk about content pillars, so don't worry. Wellness tips, mom life, immune support. These are just some examples. Then you're going to batch film 3 to 4 reels in one setting. And we're going to talk more about content batching and what that is. The way to keep that easy is to have a phone tripod and just use a window so that you get natural light. Because here's the other thing about reels. Reels on Instagram or Facebook, you're going to get better results if your content looks good. So if it's high quality, and by high quality, all you need is a phone, really and truly, especially the iPhone. Really great camera. You just want to make sure that you're in good natural light because you're going to get the best looking video that way. So I suggest using that. And then watch what performs well and then adjust from there. So post for like a month your reels and see, oh, this reel did better. I wonder why. And kind of, sit down and actually think about that. Why did this reel do better? Is it because it was relatable? Is it because it was funny? Is it because it was educational? You can kind of figure out what does best and then go from there. All right, so planning your topics, so your content pillars that you want to rotate through. So here's a few mixes of different content pillars. So you've got wellness, education, immune support, gut health, sleep, energy, lifestyle, your daily routine, mom life, gym, whatever, whatever it is in your lifestyle that you could post about. Product curiosity. So that could be a teaser, what you use. So what your morning routine, night routine is, even maybe if you want to offer some samples. Behind the scenes of your business. So that looks like showing your team calls and, showing maybe that you're FaceTiming with a team member or that you are working with a team member and you guys are both going after a great escape trip. Show the behind the scenes of that, of working hard and what that looks like. Relatable / trending. So that would be more of the trending audios and the trending styles of reels that you're going to see. So that could be a voiceover. It could be funny. There's so many different things that you can do with that. Okay, so this is where we're going to have a little bit more of your taking notes. Okay, so let's talk about your content pillars. Write down this question. What do I naturally talk about or love sharing, even if no one's watching? So think about, what is it that you love to talk about or you love sharing with people? Is it health? Is it fitness? Mom life, cooking, your faith, travel, mental health? These are things that are important to you, things that are valuable to you in your life. Think, if I had 0 products to sell, what would I still post about? And I think that's an important question because posting can't just be about selling, right? People don't want to feel sold to. So, your content ultimately has to come from a very authentic place. And this is how you get there, is you ask yourself these questions, because ultimately with social media, people see through it. And people follow you when they relate to you, because people want to see things that they're like, oh, that's me too, or oh, I have that struggle, or oh, that's funny, like, whatever it is. People want to be able to relate and they want to be able to see your personality. So, what do I naturally talk about or love sharing, even if no one's watching? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. Write down 5 things you enjoy or care about. So this is kind of just your starting point. You don't have to do this right this second, but at least write down that phrase so that you can come back to it later. Because I know It might be kind of hard to think of all 5 things right now. But this goes along really with that first question where it's like, okay, I love cooking and I love taking walks with my dog, those types of things. What are 5 things that you enjoy or care about and that you do daily or weekly? Now let's talk about, okay, so I want you to finish this sentence. I want people to help, or I want to help people who blank. So the reason why I'm asking this question, because now this is talking more about who your post is for. So this is about your audience and who you want to attract to your content. So this helps define your niche audience. So it's not just about what you post now, it's about who you're posting for, right? Because you want to help, because ultimately we all want to help people. We all want to, because one of your content pillars should be education. It should be valuable content. It should be content that is all about helping people. So now figure out who it is that you want to help. So I want to help people who blank. That could be, I want to help people who have gut issues. I want to help people who are grieving. I want to help people who it is what it's going to be very specific to you and what you care about and what you're passionate about. So it could be product related or it could be about something else. So this is all up to you and really what you want to post about and how you want to help people. All right. Now, what transformation have I had or am I working on? So this one's important because this is going to help showcase how For Life has helped you, whether it's product related or it's business related. You could do either. I feel like with the products, it's a really great place to start because we've all taken the products, we all love the products, and all of the products have changed our lives in some way, right? So then how do you talk about that? How do you talk about that transformation of what it used to be like and how it is now, or what you're working towards, right? So I used to feel exhausted by 2 p.m. Now I have energy throughout the day. I struggled with my skin. Now I'm confident without makeup. I didn't think I could build a business like this until I did. So then that one's a little bit more business related, but you have to kind of figure out what your phrase is here, like what your almost like your transformation statement, right? So what you could do if you're like, oh, I don't really have one that sounds good like this, you could go to ChatGPT and type in like, okay, I need help wording a statement that's about my product transformation with For Life. So then you type in what maybe you were experiencing before, what you're experiencing now, and then make sure you also tell ChatGPT, and I want it to be compliant because ChatGPT is excellent at helping you stay compliant. So it will give you options on, what feels right to you. And you can rework it and tweak it and all of those things. But I highly recommend creating a statement like this and creating multiple ones for your content. Okay, now write 2 to 3 sentences that reflect your own story. This will become the foundation for authentic content. So again, you want to make sure that you have your you want to make sure that you have your why, you want to make sure that you have your story so that you are able to post about that, you're able to create content like that so that people are relating to your story. So again, write 2 to 3 sentences that reflect your own story. Again, you can use ChatGPT if that helps. Sometimes ChatGPT is just good for helping you brainstorm as well. Okay. If someone followed me for 30 days, so if somebody's on your social media, they've been following you for 30 days, what 3 to 5 things would they know me for? Okay, so maybe what you do is you go to your own social media and you look through your posts. So whether that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you maybe look at the last 10 posts and then think, okay, so what would somebody know me for right now? And make sure you write that down and you have that too, so that you kind of understand what your content is right now. And it's either going to help you think, okay, I need to continue with this, or it's going to make you think, oh, I really need a direction. I need to pivot. So I think it's a good idea. Go through your social media, last 10 posts, and kind of just figure out what someone would know you for on your social media. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit more about content batching. Okay, so these are some tips to help you create more reels faster. Okay, so choose a day each week or month to film multiple reels in one go. So what you would do is maybe on your calendar, maybe set aside, a day. If you want to do that each week, I personally suggest doing it each week. I think you're going to feel less rushed if you do it, each week instead of versus in 1 month, but it's also up to what you have time for. So you're going to set aside one day, put on your calendar, pick 2 to 3 outfits to create the illusion that it's different days. Use natural light or ring light. I suggest natural light if you can, just because I think the quality of the video looks better with natural light. Set up your phone on a tripod or prop it up. Hopefully, you don't want it to fall, so make sure it's like safely propped up. And then record short clips back to back. So all you're doing during this time is taking B-roll, which is just short videos of you either maybe making a smoothie, maybe you are drinking collagen, and maybe you are taking a walk with your dog, like just different clips that you can use to either do a voiceover, or you can do, a routine out of it. So like, this is my morning routine. Do all the things that you would do for your morning routine. Film that, make that short clips. Obviously, you don't want it to be too long. I suggest making your clips 2 to 3 seconds so that you keep people's attention. And then you're not going to edit right away. So in this time, you're just going to be filming. Okay, just going to get everything filmed. And your goal is to film 4 to 6 reels within that 30 to 45 minutes. They don't all need to be perfect. They don't have to be all polished or anything. You just want to start filming. And to me, everything is content. Whether you are at the farmer's market, or you are at the grocery store, or you're at a coffee shop, like everything can be content. It just all depends on what your content pillars are going to be and what you want to film. So if working out is part of your content pillars, maybe you want to pick a day where you go to the gym and you film, multiple different movements or different workouts. Maybe you want to do cooking and showcase recipes. Then you could use this time to showcase your recipes and do that filming. But this is all just going to be dependent on what your content pillars are. Okay, couple more tips for you. Set aside another block of time. So maybe this is the next day or the same day, maybe just later in the day, to now arrange your clips, add text, captions, different audios. So you would want to already have like your trending audio saved. And maybe you would use that when you're filming, if it's something that you have to actually lip sync or something. But this is where you would already have all of your ideas for the videos, and now you're actually putting them together. You're starting to save the drafts in Instagram. You're starting to think about your caption and your call to actions. And then an editing tip here is you can either use the Instagram app to edit, or personally for me, I love the app. It's called InShot here, InShot, if you want to write that down. It's free. I like using this app to edit and then putting it in Instagram to add the, the music and the text and all of that. I just think InShot's a little bit easier when it comes to actually editing the clips. But that's just me personally. Okay, so now we've got your content pillars we've talked about. We've talked about, how to content batch. So you're doing your one day where you're filming all of your content. And then you're setting aside another block of time, which could be 30 minutes to an hour to just edit. Okay. All right. So now a little pro tip, use the Notes app on your phone to write out 10 to 15 reel ideas every week. So this will help keep you on track of what you want to do next. This is something that I personally use, and I think it's really helpful because if you're scrolling through Reels and you see a reel and you're like, oh, I could do it this way, and this would be really funny, or this would be really cool, you don't want to just like keep scrolling because you're going to forget. So I just directly go to my Notes app and type in, okay, reel ideas for this week. And then I type in that idea and I'm like, okay, this could be fun, and type out exactly what you're thinking. And then you move on. So throughout your week, just write out some ideas and keep it in your Notes app. Okay, this is just a reminder to help keep you going. If you are always, you are always going to be one reel away from a DM, customer, or a new teammate. And batching is a habit. So keep showing up and it gets easier, because I know thinking about, having to sit down and actually film a reel and then I have to sit down and edit. You have to think about it in a way that is just simple. Okay, first step, just going to film myself. Step 2, I'm going to do my best to edit, right? And I know editing doesn't come easy to everyone. And in our next training, I would like for us to edit a reel together if possible. I've never actually done that in a group setting, but I think that could maybe be something that would be helpful. But yeah, just want to be encouraging to you that this is a habit that you have to form, and habits are just about showing up and being consistent, and it gets easier. You can't get better at reels without posting reels, right? So make your first 10 without overthinking it, and your 11th will be better, right? I just loved that statement, because I just feel like it's so true. Anytime we're getting out of our comfort zone to do something new, it's going to feel like, oh, I don't want to do it. I want to put it off, or whatever it is. But just getting out 10 reels, like without overthinking it, by the 11th, you're going to be like, I got this. Honestly, maybe even by the 5th reel, you're going to be like, I can do this. It gets easier as you do it. It's just like working out and building a muscle. This is just another muscle, right? Okay, so ideas to get you started. So here's a few ideas that I want you to take this week and maybe utilize this for your content. What's in my cup? So this is super simple. Show your morning wellness drink. So whether that's an Energy Go Sticks, maybe you mix Energy Go Sticks and Rio Vita sticks, because I know a lot of people do that. You could show that. Maybe it's collagen. Maybe it's the tasteless collagen in your coffee. There are so many different ways that you could do this. Prop your phone up, film you, maybe at that angle. Maybe film an overhead angle where you're filming, pouring it into your drink and then mixing it up. Maybe you're showing, again, just in front of you. There's so many different ways to do this, and it definitely does not need to be complicated. It could all just be one video and not different shots. That's like the more creative side, trying to think of the different angles. But then you would add text like, this is what I drink every morning to support my, whether it's energy, immune system, skin, there's so many different things you could do with this. So again, that's an idea to get you started. And here's a tip. No need to speak. Just film yourself pouring, shaking, or sipping with music and on-screen text. So you're taking out maybe a more difficult part of it. If you're like, I don't want to talk on camera, that's totally fine. You don't have to talk. You can just film yourself pouring it, shaking it, maybe if it's the protein, and then sipping it, add your music, add just some text that says, this is my morning wellness drink and it helps blah, whatever it is, right? Super simple. Another idea is your why. So film yourself talking to the camera or use a voiceover. It might be easier for you to just talk to the camera at this point. And then your prompt, why I became a For Life affiliate, or why I started focusing on my immune health. And there's just so many different prompts you could use for this and why you chose For Life. So you could do a business related why and a product. So that's 2 posts right there. That's 2 reels right there where you could talk about, and you could even break it down even further and make it short and make it a series where, you're talking about your why. It's like, hey, there's a lot of new people here following. I want to share my why for why I wanted to take care of my immune system. And so then it's maybe 3 videos that's talking about your why. So this is a way to, 1, help people get to know you better. It's going to help people see your personality. It's going to help people relate to you. And it's going to help build a connection with your audience where they may relate to your story. They may relate to why. Maybe you're like, an extra $500 a month is all I wanted, and then I ended up surpassing that, or whatever it is that's very relatable to you and is going to maybe be relatable to someone else. So I would really think through your why, maybe even write it out so that when you are doing your reel and you are talking, that you have it all written out, and that's going to help you kind of get through your thoughts easier. So another tip, you want to make sure you keep it under 30 seconds or under, and then speak from the heart. And ultimately, done is better than perfect. So just putting it out there is better than trying to make it super fancy or trying to add in all these things. Yeah, you just want to speak from the heart. Okay, so this is the last idea that I wanted to throw out there. And I love this idea. I love unboxings personally. I think they're really fun. You could also do this on your stories. It doesn't have to be a reel if you don't want it to be, but film yourself opening up your For Life order. You could talk about each product, or you could add text to the screen about each product. Here's what I reordered this month and why I love it. I think it's simple, it's fun, it's relatable. I love seeing what people order because, hey, I might want to order that next time, or, whatever it is. So, and it's a fun way to interact with people. You could even go live doing this so people could ask you about why you love that product. So yeah, just a fun idea. And if you do go live on Instagram, you can make it a reel. So that's also fun. So if you do go live, you can also use that as a reel. Okay, so this is my last thing. This is just a challenge for you this week. Post 1 reel this week that reflects you and your For Life lifestyle. And the bonus is if you tag your upline or your team for support. And the reason why you'd want to do that is because that's going to help your team, see your content. You guys can comment on each other's content, like each other's comments, hype each other up. And then, of course, like I said, next time, I think we should edit a reel together in real time. So maybe what we do is we pick one of those 3 ideas and we do that together. So yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and you guys can let me know if you have any questions. I did see somebody's hand go up and I just thought I would wait till the end. So
Well, I think that was amazing, Jade. And I know I asked a question in the chat about, whether or not we want to see Jade come back. And yes, they want to see you come back and do more training on this. Because like I said at the beginning, it is kind of like a rabbit hole that you go down through, and it's like a lot of information. but we want to make sure that we're giving everybody an opportunity to spread the word of what we know is good, right? So this is what we all know. We have something amazing here. So how do we get people out there? We have to cater to how they get information quickly, and the
Yes.
Reels do it, right, Jade? They do it.
Absolutely.
And I would
Absolutely.
love to see you come back. So you just have to tell us when.
Okay.
And we're accommodating you. Like we will, like whenever you say yes, we're going to fit you in. That's
I'm
it.
happy to. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So was there anybody here that did have a specific question? Because I know it's a lot of information, but does anybody have a specific question for Jade while we have her? We said right now people are just saying yes, it's amazing. You know, the steps are simple to follow. I'd love to get a copy of that presentation if that's okay with you, Jade.
Of course, absolutely.
And we'll share that inside the Upline Pro Inner Circle, so that if you guys want to get a copy of that or like view that presentation, we'll have it available inside the Inner Circle. On that note, then, what I don't see anybody with hands up. Oh wait, I do. I have Marcos. Marcos, yes. Hey Marcos, where are you? Okay, Marcos. I'll just.
Jillian, Jade, no, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. You really opened my business eyes. And I see now, and now I can understand better how useful, it's a wonderful tool, all this social media, using tips. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Perfect. So on that note, what I will do for you, Jade, to honor the time and commitment for what you're doing is we'll let everybody know when you're going to come back. Stay tuned. We'll share it inside our WhatsApp and also inside of our Facebook community. If you aren't a member of Upline Pro Inner Circle, please message the person that invited you to this call or message me. We'll make sure you get invited to that community. I do want to thank you. I know stories sell, we know that. And we have great stories to share. So we want to make sure the message gets out there. I do recommend using ChatGPT, to Jay's point, to making sure you're compliant, that we all say the right words in the right way. But, like you said, I love that line at the end about just get it done. Like I said, like done is better than
perfect.
Yeah. We're all guilty of it. We don't want to take that up. We're just too afraid. Like, why be afraid of, we have to get more confident in sharing what we love. So I'm going to hand it back to Jay Michael, the host with the most, and you can help close the evening off. Why do I keep thinking it's nighttime?
Well, it is somewhere.
It's daytime.
Remember, it's nighttime somewhere. I think we got our Kenyan team. I see them on today with us. So what is it, 9 o'clock at night in Kenya or something like that? So yeah, it is nighttime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So what a great, Jade, I want to personally thank you as well. What a fantastic training it is. I guess this is something I will definitely go back and rewatch too and take. I took some notes, but it's a great interactive training, and I think is going to be a great to share with all our team. And of course, this is recorded on our YouTube channel as well, Upline Pro YouTube channel, and then it's going to be obviously on Facebook indefinitely as well. So go back and rewatch it if you missed it live. We welcome you every Monday at the same very time. We've got a busy week ahead. It's the first week of August. My gosh, we've got meetings tonight, tomorrow night. We've got, oh my gosh, Dr. Ronnie. We've got, detox and lots of great things. I don't know about any particular subject we're talking about this week, but I know, Jillian, you might know some of that.
I can give you a bit of that. We're going to stop the recording right now for everybody in the land there. I'm just going to stop everything for everybody. Okay.